Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome to video lecture. I am Lokesh, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science, Sidedahalli, Bengaluru. Today I would like to discuss teamwork. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. In a team, there are four letters. T stands for together, E stands for everyone, A stands for achieves, M stands for more. It means together everyone achieves more. Teamwork is generally understood as the willingness of a group of people to work together to achieve a common goal or aim. For instance, we often use the phrase he or she is a good team player. I'll repeat, he or she is a good team player. This means someone has the interest of the team at heart, working for the good of the team. Dear friends, if you ask me, is it better to work individually or as a team? Though I am individual, though I am very powerful, I am skillful, I am talent, which one is best? Some people prefer to work individually and others in teams. Working in teams increases collaboration and allows brainstorming. As a result, more ideas are developed and productivity improves. Two or more people are always better than one for solving problems, finishing off difficult tasks, and increasing creativity. So, individually, we are one drop. Together we are an ocean. The strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. In the present scenario, teamwork is considered to be an effective approach for the achievement of the goals and objectives in an effective manner. Teamwork is effective for enhancing the performance, cohesiveness in the group, and to maintain a proper culture, proper delegation of responsibility, and the development of proper plan for the completion of goal is the major objective of the team. Dear friends, let us understand what is the importance of teamwork through a one moral story. There is a one lesson which we are going to understand, good old lessons in teamwork. That is from an age old fable, the tortoise and the hare. Let us discuss. Once upon a time, a tortoise and a hare had an argument about who was faster. Hare said that I am the fastest runner. Tortoise replied, that's not true. The fastest runner is me. They decided to settle the argument with a race. They agreed on a route and started up the race. Okay, let us have a race. Tortoise replied, fine. The hare shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing that he was far ahead of the tortoise, he thought he had sit under a tree for some time and relax before continuing the race. Here, look at the hare. Poor guy. Even the tortoise is a poor guy. Even if I take a nap, he could not catch up with me. I mean, it shows the overconfidence of hare. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. Then the tortoise, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race, emerging as the undisputed champ. Now the hare woke up and realized that he had lost the race. The moral of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. This is the version of the story that we have all grown up with. And more important, here here was more, overconfident. So because of that reason, he lost the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, confidence is also one of the matter, right? When confidence is good, but overconfidence is bad. Confidence is very important in life for everyone, but when a person becomes overconfident, like here, he takes great risk as are beyond his capacity to deal with successfully. It is like fighting against the laws of nature. Against the nature. That's why, so be confident, not overconfident. Like here, the story continues. The hare, this time the hare was soul searching. Why did I lose the race? Because of hare overconfident, careless, and lax. Then they are planning to go for one more race. Now hare is challenged the tortoise to have the another race. Can we have another race? Yes, fine. Why not? Tortoise replied, "Okay, let us have one more race." This time the hare went all out and ran without stopping from start to finish. He won by several miles. The moral of the story: fast and consistent will always beat the slow and steady. If you have two people in your organization, one is slow, methodical, and reliable, and the other fast and still reliable at what he does, the fast and reliable chop will consistently climb the organizational ladder faster than the slow. That's why it's good to be slow and steady, but it's better to be fast and reliable. This is the moral of the story. Story will again continue, but the story does not end here. The tortoise did some thinking this time and realized that there is no way he can beat the hare in a race the way it was currently formatted. How can win the hare? Now tortoise is thinking. He thought for a while and then challenged the hare to another race, but on a slightly different route. The hare agreed. Tortoise said that, "Can we have another race? This time we will go through a different route." Now hare replied, "Yes, why not? We can go ahead, sure." But there is a one thing we have to understand here. Tortoise made the strategy, means slightly changed the route. Look at this one. There is a river, right? It has to cross that. Here tortoise made a strategy. So strategy is a method or a plan chosen to bring about a desired future, such as achievement of a goal or even solution to a problem. That is very very important, which we are going to understand. This time they started up in keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast. The hare took up and ran at a top speed until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. This is what goal. Okay, now up to here it came. Now the story started here. What should I do? Here thinking, because here doesn't know swim. The hare sat there wondering what to do. In the meantime, the tortoise trundled along, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. Look at here. That's why the strategies are more important than anything else. What is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is very simple. First, identify your core competency and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. In an organization, if you are in an organization, if you are a good speaker, make sure you create opportunities to give presentations that enable the senior management to notice you. And the very important here, let us understand, working to your strengths will not only get you noticed, but will also create opportunities for growth and advancement. And here I used one very important: first identify your core competency and then change the playing field to shoot your core competencies. Core competencies are the resources and capabilities that comprise the strategic advantages of a business. For instance, analytical thinking. This refers to your ability to apply logic to solve problems and to get the job done. Like that, even forward thinking, creative thinking, innovative thinking, even decision making, conflict resolutions, these are all the example for core competencies. That's why working to your strengths will not only to get noticed but will also create opportunities for growth and advancement. Make the proper strategies. Oh, the story still has not ended. The hare and the tortoise by this time had a very become a very pretty friend. Oh, nice friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race could have been much better, run much better. See now the teamwork, how it will how it is important. Now we are going to understand through this one. So they decided to do the last race again, but to run as a team this time. Team, this is what. Here, hi buddy, how about doing our last race again? Tortoise replied, yes, great. I think we could do it much better if we two help each other. Now, this time they started up, and this time the hare carried the tortoise up till the river bank. Look at here, till the river bank, hare carried the tortoise. After that, the tortoise took over and swam across with the hare on his back, because tortoise knows the swim but the hare doesn't know. That's why tortoise carried on his back hare. Again, once they reached on the opposite bank, the hare again carried the tortoise and they reached the finishing line together. They both felt a greater sense of satisfaction than they had felt earlier. The moral of the story: it is good to be individually brilliant and to have strong core competencies, but unless you are able to work in a team and harness each other's core competencies, you will always perform below par, because there will always be situations at which you will do poorly and someone else does well. So, teamwork is mainly about situational leadership, letting the person with the relevant core competency for a situation take leadership. That's why teamwork divides the task and multiplies the success. There are more lessons to be learned from this story. What we learned: note that neither the hare nor the tortoise gave up after failures. The hare decided to work harder and put in more effort after his failure. Tortoise changed his strategy because he was already working as hard as he could. That's why the strategies are very important. I already discussed what is the strategy that you have to follow. In a life, when faced with failures, sometimes it is appropriate to work harder and put in more effort. Sometimes it is appropriate to change strategy and try something different, like tortoise. And sometimes it is appropriate to do both. The hare and the tortoise also learned another vital lesson: when we stop competing against a rival and instead of start competing against the situation, we perform far better. That we have to understand. Now there is a one moral story, right? There is a one case study with that we can understand how the teamwork will success. There is a case study. This the case study is the between the most important beverages company, cool drinks company, which is situated in USA, Coke and Pepsi. We'll start the case study. Let us understand. Through that, we can understand what is the importance of teamwork. When Roberto took over as CEO of Coca-Cola in the 1980s, he was faced with intense competition from Pepsi that was eating into Coke's growth. I mean Coca-Cola company growth. His executives were Pepsi focused and intent on increasing market share 0.1% a team. Roberto decided to stop competing against Pepsi and instead of compete against the situation of 0.1% growth. He asked his executives what was the average fluid intake of an American per day. The answer was 14 ounces. This is what the measurement that. What was Coke's shares of that? 2 ounces. Roberto decided Coke needed a larger share of that market. The competition was not Pepsi, it was the water, tea, coffee, milk, and fruit juice that went into the remaining 12 ounces out of 14. 12. The public should reach for a Coke whenever they felt like drinking something. To this end, Coke put up vending machines at every street corner. Sales took a quantum jump, and Pepsi has never quite caught up with since. It means what Mr. Roberto, I'll simplify this. Mr. Roberto, he took as a CEO in the 1980s. Just there was a huge competition between the Pepsi and Coke. Pepsi eating the Coke's growth. That's why his executives were Pepsi focused and intent on increasing market share 0.1%. Mr. Roberto has decided he stopped the compete against the Pepsi company which is in USA. Instead of that, he can compete against the situation, right? What are the 0.1% growth? Then he asked his colleagues or executives what was the average fluid intake of an American per day. The answer was given by their colleagues or executives 14 ounces. What is the Coke share of that? It was 2 ounces. I mean remaining 12 ounces. What see Roberto said Coke needed a larger share of the market. That's why he decided we should not compete against the company that is Pepsi. It was the water, tea, coffee, milk, or any juices that went into the remaining 12 ounces. The public should reach for a Coke whenever they felt like drinking, whenever thirst, whenever they want to eat something, they want to drink something, they should go through the Coke. That's why Mr. Roberto has installed the put up the vending machines at every nook and corner, every street corner. Automatically, when the people they are thirst, when they felt like drinking something, they will have Coke instead of water, tea, coffee, milk. Automatically, Coke sales took a quantum jump, and Pepsi has never quite caught up since. This is the strategy of teamwork, how it will work. That's why this is the time to how we can change the strategy. Instead of compete with the, I mean, don't compete with the rival, compete with the situation. To sum up, the story of the hare and tortoise teaches us many things. Never give up when faced with failure. Failure is the first step to success. That's why you never ever give up when you face with failure. Fast and consistent will beat slow and steady. Yes, of course, good to be a slow and steady, but better to be a fast and consistent. Work to your competencies. See, already I told you what is work your competencies. That is very important. Compete against the situation, not against the rival. How the what we discussed the case study of Pepsi and Coke, right? That Roberto has decided to compete against the situation, not against the rival, I mean Pepsi company. So pooling resources and working as a team will always beat for farmers. I mean, pooling the resources and sharing all the skills together, even the best qualified individual cannot have all of the skills to do everything. So, we are end of the story. The truth is that teamwork is at the heart of great achievement. So, finally, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. I will repeat, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Let us go and build stronger teams. Thank you.